WAOH is brought to you in part by Jumpstart Video, online at jumpstartvideo.com.
Aaron Coleman here from WAOH TV, joined by Robert Fenn, Public Affairs Specialist for Social Security. Robert, how are you doing today?
Can't complain, won't complain.
Awesome. All right, let's get into it. WEPGPO, what is it, and how has the law changed, really?
Yes, it sounds like a cadence for a quarterback sometimes, you know?
Right.
But WEP, Windfall Elimination Provision, and GPO, Government Pension Offset. Those are two laws in which, prior to January of this year, meant that if a person was working in what we call a non-covered pension, in their job, meaning that job did not take any Social Security taxes out of it, when that individual came to file for his or her Social Security benefits, the windfall elimination provision or the government pension offset will come into place. Windfall meant that this one individual paid into Social Security and that same individual paid into a non-covered retirement system, SERS, STR, State Teachers Retirement System, PRS, Public Employees Retirement System, Police and Fire Pension. Those are pensions at that time did not pay any Social Security taxes. So therefore, their Social Security benefits, when they file for it, it would be modified, changed, lowered as a result of that. The government pension offset meant there's two people involved. It meant that their spouse paid into Social Security, they did not, but they want to get money on their spouse's record as a Social Security beneficiary. And that check, in that case, would have been lowered by 2/3 of whatever their government pension offset amount was, their pension was. Now, as of January of this year, the prior administration signed in law that regardless if someone was covered by a non-covered pension, those laws are going to be removed. So if an individual's check, just for example, was going to be $1,000 before the windfall or the government pension offset was put into place, and then it was lowered to, let's say, $600. Now the law says that's not going to be. They're going to get that full $1,000 or that full $700, whatever it may be, for that individual.
Right.
And now what's the big news is that because people found out about it, we have probably around 3 million individuals that affects this. Ohio is one of the states where a majority of individuals are. Now, it doesn't mean that the law didn't apply to just Ohio. It's actually across the United States. I get that question all the time. Well, if I move to another state, it wouldn't affect me. No, it's across the United States. And so these individuals, effective in the month of ending of February, individuals are going to start to see an increase in their Social Security payments. Now, we at Social Security office, the local office has no control over this. There's other automation systems that are going to take care of this. But my point that people are going to know is that they'll start receiving an increase in their Social Security benefit, and they'll get a retro payment to January of 2025.
Okay.
Covering it. So that's the windfall elimination provision and the government pension offset.
Awesome. Thank you for clearing that up. Also, there's been a lot of speculation in the news as far as what's going to happen with Social Security as it relates to the federal government. Can you clear any of that up for us?
Yeah. I mean, that conversation, there's a lot in there. One part of it is people want to know, well, is Social Security going to be there? Right. I've heard that question, and I've been with the agency now, divided two, carried in one, so over 25 some years.
Right.
And that question has always been there. But the thing is that one part of the reason why it's been there is because I'm encouraging individuals to learn more about Social Security versus waiting to when you're age 60. Find out when you're age 17 when you get your first job or whatever it may be.
Right.
And in terms of the speculation, one, I trust that Social Security is going to be there. Signed the law since August 14, 1935. Franklin Delano Roosevelt put it in law. No doubt about it. Now, there was questions during the 80s, the same questions, in which they changed what we call the full retirement age. That has been projected out further. And now in terms of what's going on in this current climate, no one knows. Now, do I believe Social Security is going to be there? Yes. Are there questions and conversations about how they're going to streamline it? Yes, those conversations. But that's way above my pay grade. Only thing I can do is tell you how the laws stand today and how you can apply for those benefits.
Absolutely. And if someone loses a Social Security card, can they get another one, or do they need their number changed, perhaps?
Yes. Yeah. An individual can have his or her Social Security card replaced if they lost it. It's interesting that sometimes there are good people out in the world, believe it or not, there are good people out there who will actually bring a Social Security card that they found. at the local mall or a shopping center or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And now every Social Security card does not go with a person who who receives Social Security benefits. So we had to take that card and shred it and what have you. What's my point? That lets me know that people are carrying their Social Security cards around. I encourage everyone, we as an agency encourage everyone to not carry your Social Security card around. There's no need to have it. If you go back, Aaron, this in the past year, how many times do you think you had to show your Social Security card to anyone?
Twice,
right? And normally that's by an employment.
Yep.
Right. But it's not based upon you just went to go get yourself a sandwich and someone said, can I see it? We don't have Blockbuster anymore who actually used to do that.
Yeah.
Those things don't take place. So it's not a need to carry your Social Security card. We encourage you to put it away safe. Now, to answer your question, can you get that card replaced? You can go to our website now, socialsecurity.gov. You can see the word My Social Security at the bottom of the screen. Click on it and it'll start a process of you replacing your Social Security card online. You no longer have to go into the office. That card, you can go through a series of easy questions and answer these questions that you would know. And then you'll set up an account through, we have what we call external partners, ID Me and login.gov. You go through those services. They basically marry your information with what we have to allow you to go to our website. And this will allow you to get that Social Security card replaced as long as you have a current ID. Now, if you don't have the documents that we need, it'll give you that information, what is needed. And it will also, let's say it's a mom trying to get a Social Security card for their child. It'll let them know they can start the application. They'll get a confirmation number. That number is what they can use to come into our office. That confirmation number is good for 45 days. So that allows them to gather that information, come in, and we'll complete the rest of the application. Again, that card will then be sent around 10 to 14 days. As it stands today, they'll have the card. Now, I should also let people know you can have your Social Security card replaced 3 times per year.
Okay.
And 10 times out of your lifetime.
So don't lose it.
Don't lose it. Don't lose it. 3 times per year, 10 out of your lifetime. And then the other part of your question is, can you get a new number? We have to take that very serious, we at Social Security, in order to change the Social Security number. We have to find out why. And I'll give you a quick little example as to 2 people who could, one person could and one person couldn't. Let's say an individual ran a stoplight, or a stop sign, what have you. Now, the cops pull them over and they talk to them. And then as a result of that, they see someone else is using their number. So that person may feel a little alarmed versus another individual went to the BMV to get their license renewed. And then they found out that someone may have used their number. Those are 2 different scenarios. What's the difference? One, if the individual had never ran that stop sign, they never would have known. So we may not as likely change that Social Security number. The second one, it's a daily activity. You do have to go get your license renewed. So we may look into it. Now, I just gave 2 basic, very simple examples. We're going to need a ton of information to say whether or not that use of someone else using the Social Security number would actually hinder them. So it's not something that we randomly do. And think about it. If we change your Social Security number, do you know how many times you told the doctors and hospitals and insurance companies and banks and all these places what your old Social Security number was?
Now you're going to have to tell them all over again.
Yes. So it's not something that we just do.
Yeah, exactly. And it's one of those things that has come up in my day job. There's been individuals who have retired from 20, 30 years of working somewhere else, and they work at the hospital just to give them a job in retirement, just to give them something to do or whatever. And one of the things that's come up, one of the things that someone asked me one time was, can I still receive my Social Security benefits and still work part-time?
Yes. Yeah. People want to know, can I get paid? That's the nice way of saying it.
Yeah.
They didn't want to get paid and still receive the Social Security benefit. So Social Security each year, we have what we call earnings limits in terms of how much you can make and still work, and it still allows you to receive a Social Security check.
Right.
This year in 2025, for retirement benefits, an individual could make $23,400 if they're less than what we call your full retirement age. And you can go to our website, socialsecurity.gov, type in the word full retirement age, and you can see the year a person is born determines what their full retirement age is. Those who are born between the years of 1943 to 1954, their full retirement age is 66. And it goes up increments of two months, all the way to those who are born 1960 or later. Anyone born 1960 or later, full retirement age is 67. So if someone's less than their full retirement age, this year they can make $23,400 and still receive a Social Security check. If they are turning their full retirement age, they can make $62,160 before Social Security even cares. And once they get to that full retirement age, let's say it's 66 and 10 months or 67, whatever it is for them, Social Security doesn't care. So those employees at the hospital, they just need to go to our website, find out what their full retirement age is, see what their retirement age is, and what their corresponding amount. That's the $23,000 or the $62,000 amount that I mentioned.
Okay.
They can make that dollar amount or less and still receive Social Security check. Once they get over that amount, they can make $1 million a month at the hospital. Social Security's not going to care. Only thing they need to do is contact me because I need to be their next friend since they make $1 million a month.
Right. Definitely understandable. Anything else you want to throw out there for the public?
No, I encourage everyone to go to our website, socialsecurity.gov, to be aware of our benefits, to have a better education of that. Coming in the month of March, we are going to partner with our Office of Inspector General, and where we're going to talk about protecting yourself from scams. Unfortunately, those are out there. We want everybody to be aware of that. We call it Slam the Scam.
Okay.
That's effective March 6th on for that whole week. And so just be aware of that. Again, check our website, socialsecurity.gov. You can also call the 1-800 number, 1-800-772-1213 to contact us, but it starts at that website. Or if someone needs me to come out or do a webinar or a presentation, I can do that via socialsecurity.gov. Ask for a speaker.
All right. SocialSecurity.gov, Robert Fenn, Public Affairs Specialist for Social Security here, joining us on WAOH TV. For this and more exciting interviews, you could go visit our website at WAOH.tv, and you can check all social media for this interview. For Robert Fenn, I'm Aaron Coleman saying thank you very much. Make it a great day.